Hello, 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 all signs, and welcome to my channel. I'm Crystal, and this is In My Own World Tarot. And this reading is for all signs Aries to Pisces. This reading is our next 48. And our next 48 readings, for those of you who haven't tuned into my channel before, this is going to be our study hall. And what is this? The study hall of self. Getting to know ourselves through the use of astrology, tarot, and intuitive messages. So this is what this reading is for. If you're new to my channel, I pray before each and every one of my readings so that way my energy is protected, your energy is protected as well. Also cuss. May cuss a lot, may cuss a little, may not cuss at all. It all depends on how I feel. Please use your discernment when watching any and every tarot card reading, okay? And I encourage you to listen to this video in its entirety because you're more than just your sun sign. On today's study hall, as I was minding my magical business as per usual, and I'm driving in the car, and my son said, "Mommy, what's going to happen when you start dating again?" First of all, we're not even on that level. But that brings me back to you, the collective, and what gave me an idea. So for the next series of our study hall, we're going to be focusing on our placements. And we're going to be focusing on our zodiacs that are in our ruling planet. As we know, there are 9 planets that circulate the sun. The closest planet to the sun is Mercury, which we'll be discussing today. Now, it is known that your sun sign is your strongest placement. That's who you are. That's your zodiac. That's where you were born under that zodiac, meaning that planet was closer to the sun. However, it is stated that the strongest, and it's also scientifically proven that the strongest energy of all planets would be Mercury, which is the reason why we're able to communicate, why we're able to talk, why we're able to move, why we're able to walk, because of Mercury, right? So what we're going to focus on is Mercury. What I want you guys to do, pull out your birth charts, and you're going to look to see where your Mercury placement, what zodiac falls in your Mercury placement. Once you see what zodiac falls in your Mercury placement, so listen, you're going to be listening for these 3 placements. Go look to see where your Mercury, what zodiac falls in your Mercury placement. Then from that zodiac, so let's just say you have Mercury in Cancer, and then you're going to go see, okay, where does that Cancer placement fall in your houses, okay? And then from there, you're going to go look at your 3rd house, which is our house of communication, and see what zodiac falls there. Then you're going to see in conjunction what zodiac sign is that ruling planet. For instance, I have to use myself as an example as per usual. My Mercury placement is in Cancer. However, and then Cancer falls into my 11th house, which is the house of community, house of friendship, house of development. And then in my 3rd house is a Libra placement there, which is Mercury. So the way I communicate in regards to friends, family, relationships, and things of that nature, developing community, is very passionately, but seeing both sides of perspective in a calm manner, being able to view the entire situation and speak on the entire situation. This is going to allow you to see how you communicate, because a lot of times what we don't realize is that we don't know how we communicate in certain situations and where most of our passion lies. And you also want to look at, okay, if my Mercury placement's in Cancer, but the Cancer zodiac falls in the 11th house, that means you are more strongly suited in this area of your communication path. Does that make sense to you? So let's just say if you have a Mercury placement and it falls in Gemini, but then the Gemini falls into your house of, let's say, the 2nd house. That means that you could be meant to be in sales and in finances. You're very easily tuned to being like someone who knows how to work math and things of that nature. You see what I'm saying? Like this, you're that type of person. So that's going to help you figure out all from your Mercury placement. So let's go ahead and get into your reading. Also, I wanted to add this, and then we're going to get back into the reading. If the degree, okay, is close to 0, that is an aspect of you that you will have to learn through life, your shadow work. Okay, once you learn how to cope with that closer, you learn to cope with that. So a lot of you always wonder, what's my shadow work? What is it that I haven't improved on? Go look at your birth chart. Let's say your birth chart, you got your 7th house Okay, your 7th house is in Libra, but you're sitting in Libra at 2 degrees. That means a piece of your shadow work is learning how to work with others. You see what I'm saying? So that's how you can figure that out as well. But anyways, moving on into your reading. Like, remember what I said, listen for those 3 placements. I don't want to go over it again because I know y'all like, girl, I want to listen, I want to hear. So let's just see. So the study hall is going to be at the beginning of the video, and then the reading is intuitive messages, okay? Through the tarot, use of tarot. All right. Great God in heaven, please allow me to tap into the energy of the collective, sun, moon, rising, and Venus, or wherever they have a heavy placement, Aries to Pisces. Any messages that they're needing, any guidance that they're seeking today. Please allow me to relay these messages to them as accurately and clearly as possible. Please protect my energy during this reading, protect their energy as well. Please continue to bless our lives with peace, abundance, prosperity, and protection. Thank you, amen, and ashe. And you gotta remember, when you're watching tarot or any type of reading, I don't care if they telling you about your boyfriend, the ex, this and that, you should be using it for growth opportunities, not to use it to manipulate someone else, not to use it to see if somebody trying to manipulate you. But of course, it's going to be people in the world that do that all the fucking time. You got good people and bad people, you know? But if you keep looking at it as negative, I have seen a video of a lady telling someone, like, this is why I stopped watching tarot reading, and you should too, because she wasn't, you got to be strong-willed enough not to make it an addiction and to use it for your benefit and not for your destruction. You know, you're powerful enough to do that. Don't use it as a coping mechanism. You shouldn't be codependent on anybody or anything but God, you know. But that's why I try to keep my channel along self-development, personal development, because you can get real codependent. I saw her point. So Aries. So a lot of you may have a strong placement in Aries in conjunction with Uranus, which would be Aquarius. So you got to be mindful of this, because how you're communicating could be very too passionate. It can come off aggressive, but because you have an aggression, a passion of what the things that is that you know. So you got to be mindful to keep an even tempered when communicating. Like somebody here, you could try to prove your point really strongly because you know what you know and you don't like to be told any differently. But what that develops is someone who is not approachable. So you got to be careful of that, Aries. Taurus, ooh. Well, I thought my deck was upside down. Is it upside down? It is. Sorry. So Taurus, you have Mercury here, which is the 3rd house, which is Gemini energy. So be mindful that you don't talk too much about your personal life into where somebody may, I hate to say it, someone may use it against you. You may don't make sure that you're not saying everything that is on your mind. And that is a trait for those that have a heavy Gemini placement in the 3rd house there, or a Mercury placement in Gemini. You may say too much on your mind. It's like having no censor, which is fine not having a censor, but you got to use your discernment too. You know what I'm saying? Gemini. You have Venus here, which is that Libra Taurus energy, along with the number 4, which is Cancer. So Gemini, you speak very lighthearted, or that this is intuitive messages. And also, guys, I want you to take this as this is how they're asking you to possibly look at the way you communicate and adjust the way you communicate, or this is something that you can add into your communication style. And for you, Gemini, it's being with that Libra Venusian energy here with that Taurus energy. We know that's and they're quote unquote, the language of love. So being more compassionate, being more understanding, have a level of balance, seeing both sides of the perspective here. Cancer. So Cancer, they're asking you to make sure that when you're speaking and you're communicating, that you're speaking life, and you're speaking, because you have that intuitive hint about you. You're ruled by the moon. So if anybody can see into the future and speak a manifestation on someone, they're asking you to do that, to be more positive in your approach with others and then with yourself as well. Leo. So Leo here, You got the 12th house, which is your dreams and desires, along with that number 9, again, that Jupiter energy. A lot of you, somebody, either you did some type of vision board or something like that, or you really tapped into and you're trying to learn about the Neptune Jupiter conjunction, which is yesterday. Well, it stepped into the energy of yesterday here. So what that has to do with you and your communication style is that you need to incorporate writing, verbal and written communication, and how you speak. A lot of you may need to actually write down something before you speak. Right before you speak, to help you get your thoughts clearer and together here, Leo. Okay, I'm back. You guys don't know, that was like an hour pause. Anyway, Virgo. So Virgo, they're asking you to communicate with more authority here. And so a lot of you may have a Virgo placement in Mars. And when you have a Virgo placement in Mars, which is Aries energy, you need to be more aggressive with what you mean. Mean what you say and not what you mean may be something that you need to work on in this lifetime. Libra. So Libra, they're asking you to transform your communication to, with this Aquarian energy with the number 11, is that you're being asked, a lot of you may have a Libra placement in regard, your Mercury placement may be in Scorpio, and if that's the case, that means what you say is meant to change situations and change people's mind. And which is so funny because Libra, that rules like legalities, lawyer, attorneys, and things like that. Attorney and lawyer, same word. Sorry. Well, actually, no, it all depends on which field you're looking at. Anyway, sorry, let me come back. But a lot of you are meant to be more persuasive here, and you need to work on that, but be more persuasive in a way to where it brings justice. Scorpio. So Scorpio, with this placement here, you guys may have a lot of air placements, or you may have an air placement in Mercury. And what that means is that you have a gift, a song, write, or some talent that could represent you have some talent in your Mercury placement that you need to take advantage of, or you need to work on. Or a lot of you could have either may have a speech impediment or some type of learning disability is what this means as well. Sagittarius, look at you. Okay, a lot of you must have heavy placements of fire in your chart, which is meaning that you're meant to have some type of motivational with your speech, or your speech could be very persuasive. That's a good thing going back with Libra. Now that could be a good or bad thing. It all depends on how you decide to use this, or you need to tap into it. You know, and I noticed that a lot with Sagittarius, not to put too much of my son's personal business out there, but one of the kindest people I've ever met in my life. Like, I don't even know who this kid is. Like, where did you come from? But what I did notice is that he's very direct when he speaks, but he's very kind as well. You know, and there's nothing that can be misconstrued with anything that he says. Now, but he does have a problem speaking up. You know, you can't hear him. You're like, what did you say? But he was very direct. He's not going to change what he said. He just may be louder. So your pitch, something about your pitch may help too with what you're saying. Still be direct, but your pitch, and make sure it's not too, because a lot of times when we talk about communication, it's the tone. It's not really what you say. It's the pitch of it and the words that are being used. So a lot of you may need to work on the volume here. Capricorn. So Capricorn, you guys may, with Mercury placement, which is Virgo, you have Virgo placement in your Mercury, or you could be an introverted soul. And if that's the case, is that you are the keeper of secrets, you know, in regards to the Mercury. So you could be the person who knows the world's greatest mysteries. I'm hearing wonders of the world for you. That's awesome. Great researcher ability here. Capricorn meant to travel to get the research or something like that and be the holder. History. A lot of history teachers, Capricorn. Aquarius. So Aquarius here, you may have your Mercury, or you may have an Aquarius placement in Mercury. It all depends. Remember, take it how it resonates. I hope you all did your research in regards to your chart and understand what you're listening for, okay? I'm just pulling the intuitive message for this placement. But Aquarius, with this Cancer placement here and this Cancer energy popping up here, is that you make sure that intuitively you're not overly passionate. Because when you're overly passionate in regards to your speech, it could be brought on as aggression. And that is the shadow side of intuitive Cancer energy, is that there's not a gray area with Cancer energy like a lot of people so seem or think that there is. Like, they're either really nice or they're really mean. However, it's a stigmatism that it has to be triggered, which is absolutely not the case. No one can trigger you unless you allow it. So let's just get that out the way. So just be mindful that you're not allowing people to trigger your over passionate side that you know you need to be able to control in regards to your communication, your Mercury placement. And that's how you move. That's being rushed. That's being talking too much. That's not talking enough. That's making impulsive decisions is what Aquarius, that's coming up for you. And Pisces. Why we all Pisces, I feel like me and you, we got an issue. Like, I'm just kidding. We always got something going on. I don't know if it's because of when you're doing tarot readings, the energy that you're pulling in is a lot more Neptunian energy, because you all rule dreams, you rule spirituality, you rule tapping in, you really rule the third eye, really, honestly, if you're going to talk about it. But that's another study hall for another time of which planets rule what. But we're on Mercury right now. So going back to that with you, Pisces, a lot of you got the same energy. So a lot of you may carry fire placements in your Mercury, or Pisces, you carry a fire placement in your Mercury, or an Aquarius placement here with that number 29, or a Leo placement with that creativity. So a lot of you have the gift of gab here. And you need to learn how to utilize that in the right ways and not the wrong ways. And what I mean by the wrong ways is like having the gift of gab is always a positive. It just all depends on how you use the gift of gab. A lot of people nowadays use the gift of gab for being content creators, which ain't nothing wrong with that. But it's like, make sure that it's like you ain't being a hype man and you hyping the wrong person to do the wrong thing. Like, oh, everybody go buy XX clothing or whatever. I don't want to say a website because I don't know if I get flagged. And you know damn well the material they use is horrible. That's one of those, you can't buy that outfit, them pair of jeans to wear every day. That's one of them pair of jeans that you can wear because it feel like paper material. But you hyping up everybody to go buy this product that you know is trash. Be mindful of that, okay, Pisces? That's what I'm getting from that. So y'all, this has been your study hall for the placement of Mercury. I hope it helped you. I hope you understand. I hope you were able to follow. Leave me a message in the comments. Don't just watch. It's a lot of y'all that just watch. Leave a message in the comments. Is it helpful or is it not helpful? You see what I'm saying? Because I want to make sure that I'm assisting with the collective and what I'm doing. But if you like to book a personal reading, birth chart analysis, any of that, the information is in the description box below the video. You guys or the booking tab is on the community tab. You guys stay blessed, stay safe, stay protected, and I'll talk to you guys another time. Bye.